This is one thing I wanted to like check out, man, because people have been asking me about Ashes of Creation. What do you guys think about this game? Did I support Ashes? I mean, I didn't support it, but I wasn't against it either. I do know that they had some crazy ass expensive beta. It was like $200 or some shit. I think it's a scam. I think that when it comes out, because it's taking so long, it's gonna be like 10 years behind. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like to me, all of the gameplay footage I've seen, it just strikes me as like, I don't know, man, like shitty Guild Wars or some shit. Alpha 2 is finally here. I just kind of want to see some gameplay.
The time's almost fine. This is the Bard. It's explained that we're in a new area of the Riverlands called the Derrigal States, which we've never seen before. It looks nice, basically a farmstead style area with wheat fields. I like the vibe.
Okay, like I don't think this looks bad. I do think this UI could use some work. Like, I'm not really a fan of this UI. But like down here, I don't know, man. It just strikes me as like a bad, like this basically looks like Guild Wars 2. I understand it's an alpha. I understand that. But let's be honest here. The game ain't gonna look that much fucking better when it comes out.
Quick look at the skill tree. Here it's explained that they've redesigned how skill trees will work for Alpha 2, because the ones shown in the...
All I'm saying here is that by the time that it comes out, even if the graphics are better, it's still going to be bad. That's what I'm trying to say.
The past were way too linear. Now it's a lot more open, more choice, more branches. I like this change. As a bard,
I mean, I do think skill trees are cool.
you can obviously use different instruments. You can select this in your skill tree. You've got the flute,
Blah,
fiddle, and
blah,
the drum.
blah,
These are only
blah,
cosmetic
blah.
choices and don't affect gameplay outside of changing the animations and spell effects of your melody.
Don't get me wrong. I want to I want to say that I do intend to play this. I'm not like just shitting on it to shit on it. I'm just giving my opinion on it of what I've seen so far. So that is the one thing about skill trees. It's actually very rare when you have a choice. In almost every game that I've played, it's always one choice is the best.
The Bard has 5 different melodies. These are long-channeled casts that can be used whilst moving and in conjunction with other skills. The first one is Cheerful Melody, which provides light healing over time as well as increasing all healing received by your party.
This game's a Trinity game. It's a Trinity game.
Next we have Pensive Melody. This one provides mana regen over time for the party. Epic Melody gives a 20% move speed buff to the party. Cathartic Melody gives your party members' attacks a 25% chance to heal for 50% of their damage done, which should average out to 13% life leech if in combat. Finally, we have Menacing Melody, which increases damage taken by 10% for nearby enemies.
I mean, all those are
It's
pretty
then
cool.
explained that in the skill tree, bards can choose to either ramp up their melodies.
Wait, this game doesn't have fast travel? All right, I'm gonna tell you right now, it's fucking dead. No fast travel, ain't no way. It won't survive. Not today. Now, no fast travel worked like 20 years ago. Not anymore. It's dead on arrival.
Effectiveness over time, or weave 2 melodies at once. Next we've got Flourish. This will be a 2-charge movement ability that can be used whilst casting other abilities. I really like the freedom of movement they're going with for the Bard. It looks really fluid, even allowing you to turn whilst in animation. Next up, the 4 dance abilities. Once again, these can all be used whilst moving and whilst casting your melodies. Shielding Dance both heals and puts a shield on nearby allies. Nimble Dance gives a 50% base evasion buff as well as 20% move speed. This stacks with Epic Melody for a potential 40% speed increase. Mesmerizing Dance is basically an AoE CC that incapacitates enemies for 10 seconds and stuns staggered enemies for 3 seconds. At this point it's also explained that crowd control in Ashes will have diminishing returns, as highlighted by the immunity buff.
Yeah.
If you're somewhat familiar with how WoW's crowd control diminishing returns works, then it's basically the same kind of thing in Ashes. Each school of crowd control having its own diminishing returns, so to lock down an enemy for an extended period of time, you need to be using different types of crowd control. Finally, for the dance abilities, we have...
I feel like if this game would have came out like a while ago, I don't know, man. You know what? I mean, look, I'm just giving my opinion. Maybe I'm completely wrong about everything. I mean, I could be. Just like looking at it, hearing about like no fast travel and shit like that, man. I mean, before we watched this, I did know some stuff about it. So I went into this like knowing some shit. What about this game is going to separate it from every other fucking MMO that's out? You know what I mean? But I'm going to tell you this right now. People are not going to play this purely because there's no fast travel. The only people that are going to play this are the people that love this game and the people that like have supported this game with no questions asked, they will play the fuck out of this, and there's going to be a very small community. It's focusing on world systems more than combat. I don't think so, because the first thing a world system should have is fucking fast teleport, and it doesn't even have that. Like, how is this game any different than New World? Because remember when everybody was like, oh man, New World's so good, and then it fucking came out and it's fucking dead. Or, well, okay, it's not dead, but you know they're coming out with like another expansion to like try to revive the game. It reminds me of that game Blessed. Dude, Blessed was like a cockroach, dude. It just would not die. You cut off its head, it grows a new head. You cut its body in half. Now there's two of them. Like, bro, are you kidding me? You guys remember Bless? Bless was like a phoenix, right? It rose from the ashes, dude. Bless was even on console. I remember, dude. I'll never forget, man. I won a fucking giveaway on Violent Stream for Bless on console, and I actually played it. I played it for like 15 minutes.
Maddening dance. This deals AoE damage to enemies, applying something called Humiliated to targets that are demoralized. The TLDR is that there's 4 dance abilities, one for speed, CC, shielding, and damage. Next up, Get Off the Stage, a short-range melee frontal knockback that can also stagger
Get off the stage
and disarm. Quick Wit is a dual function ability. If you use this on an ally, you'll heal them. If you use it on an enemy, you'll deal damage and demoralize them. Lovely Serenade, a single target channeled heal over time. Anthem of Alacrity speeds up the attack speed and casting speed of an ally for 10 seconds.
Did they add any new jobs to this game? Oh, it's systems instead of content. It's hard to describe unless you've played Lineage 2 Interlude or Arcade at launch. Okay, I did play Arcade at launch. Okay. Another game that I played that might have similarities to what you're talking about is Terra. And for whatever reason, they decided that it would be a good idea to add a political system in Terra. Is it dumb shit like that that's going to fail and everybody knows it's going to fail? It's like they're adding these systems in the game that just do not fundamentally work. Like the political system in Terra, it just didn't fucking work because it was rigged as fuck, just like real life. All right, so in Terra, it was like players could cast a vote and you would get like the monarch, and the monarch could control like the taxes and shit, like how much items cost. Now let me tell you about how that was a horrible fucking idea. And there was like one election, and after that election, I remember because my guild won, and our guild was called Passion. Passion. Yeah. They have 4 election systems: vote, auction, PvP arena, religion, grind, depending on what type of node you are on. Different areas will require different ways to become mayor. One of them requires PvP. See, I don't know, man. To me, that doesn't seem like gameplay, but whatever. If you're excited for it, then that's cool. I mean, like, look, I'm not wanting this game to fail. I'm just giving my opinion of what the standard MMO is today, and this game is not going to fucking succeed. I do not think it's going to succeed. I don't want it to fail. It would be cool to have a completely different type of MMO try to, like, you know, have its feet to stand on, because then it would open the door for like other MMOs to like maybe mix or be a hybrid or just, you know, have something new. But I don't think it's going to happen. Let's look at the roadmap.
Midway through August, we had another live stream, this time dedicated to the details regarding the Alpha 2 roadmap, as well as details on Alpha 2 bundles. Initially, the sale of these Alpha 2 keys actually caused quite a bit of backlash from the community, as purchasing a key for Alpha 2 initially didn't give you access to the later beta testing phases. Thankfully,
What? I would think that if you pay... Oh my god. Alpha 2 first wave item, $120. This is just to play in the alpha? Dude, this is a scam. This is a scam, bro. You have to pay them to fix their shit. This is a scam. Available for purchase. Gain access Friday, November 8th. Is this for a single day? No, it's for over a year. Oh, I see. I see. So basically, if you buy this, okay, so you buy this, and then every time they have a wave, you get to play for the alpha, but not the beta.
Thankfully, Intrepid listens to the community, and now buying access to Alpha 2 does also give you access to beta, along with a month of sub fee when the game's released and $15 of embers. The main thing that was really hammered home by Steven during this stream was to not buy access for Alpha 2 expecting a quality, playable product. In fact, the way he was talking about Phase 1 specifically sounds like it's going to be a bit of a mess and borderline unplayable. But as Alpha 2 goes on into Phase 2 and Phase 3, the game will have less wipes, have more content, and by Phase 3 in May 2025, it sounds like
Phase 1. Scalability, stability, performance. So you could pay for this and not even be able to play. You pay to access testing. Servers are online. Yeah, but you have to pay for phase 2 though, right? You don't have to pay for phase 2. Okay. It's good that you don't have to pay for like these other phases. I guess if you pay for this one. But dude, you still have that's a lot of money, man, just to alpha test a game. I would never do this.
And by Phase 3 in May 2025, it sounds like it'll be in a much more playable, consistent state. The real meat and potatoes of this stream, however, was a breakdown of everything each testing phase will contain. Phase 1 seems fairly small with a 55 square kilometer world size, 5 nodes up to level 3.
What does this mean? 5 node locations. What is a node locations? Oh, so it's just a city. Okay, so 5 city locations. Okay.
3 races, 6 class archetypes, 9 weapons.
Okay, 3 races. Tank, fighter, mage, cleric, ranger, bard.
And various systems and content of which there's too much for me to read individually, so feel free to pause here and look at the graphic on screen. Phase 2 then increases the world size, more nodes, more races, more weapons, systems and content. And finally Phase 3, which will run for a very long time and introduce the rest of the content to the game over time. Phase 3 will have 24/7 uptime, and I personally expect this to run for at least a year until beta. I know, this game's still a long time from a full release, so don't abandon your current MMOs just yet. Additionally, realms for Alpha 2 will be initially capped at 3k players per realm, eventually increasing to the 8 to 10k range as Alpha 2 progresses. The August development live stream was definitely
40-man raid. This is just way too ambitious, especially when you don't even have a player base, man.
The August development livestream was definitely an epic one, as it showed off a 40-man open-world dragon raid boss, the Firebrand.
Oh, it's open world. Okay, well that makes it a little better. Okay, that makes it a little better. I was expecting like some exquisite 40-man raid that's also a dungeon type of thing.
Citadel of Steel Bloom. The team are in a full 8-player party. Yes, party size in Ashes is up to 8 players, which is quite a bit different to the standard 5 players that most MMOs go with. They basically make their way through this POI, doing a quest where they have to fight off multiple waves of enemies, ending in a mini-boss.
Bro!
They fight their...
A 40-man world boss with no fast travel. Can you imagine? Oh man, we gotta wait for Jimmy. He's back in town. How long does it take to get here? 15 minutes, because I gotta fucking walk my fat ass there. Oh, he just got ganked. Fuck, we gotta save Jimmy. Save him! He just got ganked. Now he's gotta spend another 15 minutes fucking getting back here.
Way deeper inside and
yeah, because that seems fun. You have like 30 motherfuckers waiting on 10 idiots.
Stop a ritual to claim a relic in the form of a dragon egg. The party leave the POI, and we see this epic shot of a giant dragon swoop down, presumably to reclaim the egg. This dragon is a level 25 boss, so I'd assume that there will be a higher level variation of this, with potentially more mechanics and higher difficulty towards the endgame. The team then converts the party to a full 40-man raid, and the battle with the dragon begins.
What the fuck were these bots?
Converts the party to a full 40-man raid, and the battle with the dragon begins. The cool thing about this showcase is that throughout the fight we get multiple POVs from different archetypes, so it's actually worth watching the video in full, but here's a brief breakdown of the dragon's mechanics. You've obviously got the basic attacks in the form of frontal cone claw swipes as well as the typical tail swipe. The dragon lifts its front legs up, stomping the ground, dealing raid-wide AoE damage. The dragon lifts its front legs up, unleashing fire, which also causes raid-wide AoE damage and burn damage, which healers can cleanse. The dragon jumps back, ascending into the sky, then flies forward, breathing fire down upon anyone in its path. The dragon lets out a roar and 3 flame circles start to appear around him. Each ring of the circle explodes one after the other, so players will need to move back out of one circle, then move back in after it's exploded. The dragon jumps...
I'm going to tell you right now, this player right here,
down
watch.
Upon anyone in its path. The dragon lets out a roar and 3 flame circles.
Alright, look, this player right here, they have 2 paths. They have the uptime path, and they have the downtime path. I'm going to tell you this right now. If this guy were in Final Fantasy, he would be kicked from every group because he took the downtime path. Respect content.
will start to appear around him. Each ring of the circle explodes one
Dude,
after
look at these guys in here, man. Look, this whole group. Okay, this right here is a group of 14 players. All right, this is a group of 14 players because not a single player gives a single fuck about what this dragon is doing.
and 3 flame circles start to appear around him. Each ring of the circle explodes one after the other, so players will need to move back out of one circle, then move back in after it's exploded. The dragon jumps back and does a fire breath attack that focuses the largest group of players in proximity to each other, dealing massive damage to those standing in front. The dragon drops a living bomb on players which deals big damage, and after a few seconds spawns big AoE fire circles underneath them.
Oh,
At low health, the dragon flies up
yo, Rocky just got fucked,
and
bro.
spawns big
Is that his
AoE
name,
fire
dude? Or
circles
Bucky?
underneath them.
Yo, Bucky got fucked. He took Tech Mage with him, bro.
At low health, the dragon flies up in the air and spawns flame elemental adds that if not killed quickly, he'll absorb and gain a stacking damage buff relative to the number of enemies absorbed. And finally, the dragon flies up in the air and smashes down to the ground, dealing massive AoE damage wherever it lands. Eventually, the team kill the dragon, and the loot consists of a mix of blue gear and epic crafting materials. Overall, by alpha standards, I thought this boss fight was really cool, and there's a decent amount of mechanics for an open world 40-man.
Yeah,
I do, however, think it'd be cool if the dragon spoke to the players, Dragon's Dogma 2 style, or at the very least mentioned that he's angry because one of his eggs was stolen. But that wraps up Ashes of Creation in August.
Okay.
September's dev livestream.
I mean, I don't know. I think it did look kind of cool for an alpha. I mean, okay, so when I say it looked cool, I mean the dragon just didn't stand there. It actually flew around. It breathed fire, you know, like that type of shit.
Was a guide to Alpha 2, as well as a preview of the Alpha 2 starting area known as Lionhold. I'll start by playing the short Guide to Alpha 2 video, as it was quite a nice watch.
Hello, adventurer.
Well,
Welcome
see,
to
the thing
Ashes-
is though, is that this isn't like in a controlled environment, right? If this game is supposed to have PvP and no fast travel, it's probably going to be a massive pain in the ass to do that. Because if this is open world, then that means some PvPers could just come in there and fuck your shit up. You know, actually, that sounds really fun. Well, for the toxic side of it.
of Creation Alpha 2, where the world of Vera is yours to explore and shape. Ashes of Creation Alpha 2 is an important early testing phase, which will be continually
Always on PvP, all open world PvP, no fast travel. If you kill while wanted, you drop your equipped gear. I don't think that's going to work, man. I just don't think it's going to work. Players will not play the game. Like, they won't, dude.
updated. As a participant, your journey will
Look, man. I'm not saying that's bad. Well, okay. How do I want to word it? Look, I'm just trying to be realistic about it. I'm just trying to tell you that players are stupid, people are stupid, and even though people know the repercussions of something, they're still going to do it and then get mad when it happens. I'm just saying that's how people are, man. Like, you already know some guy is gonna fucking kill an unflagged player or some shit, and he's gonna get mad when he dies, and he's gonna quit.
help shape the game's future through providing feedback and hunting down bugs to help us refine the world of Vera. When you first step through the portal, you'll begin your journey across
I don't know.
various
We'll
regions.
see. We'll see.
One of these is the city of Lionhold, a Kalar military outpost. It's the launch point for their efforts to reclaim their ancestral home. Here, you'll meet the locals and embark on countless quests and
Oh yeah, dude. Look at
ancestral
this.
home. Here, you'll meet the
Bald people are welcome in this village.
locals and embark on countless quests and adventures. As you continue your journey through Vera, you'll discover the Citadel of the Steel Bloom, once the proud headquarters of the Order of the Steel Bloom.
No, I mean, I don't want to say that it's bad because I don't think everything about it's bad. Like, I have no personal interest in this. You know what I mean? So, like, I mean, I don't want it to fail. My opinions on this game are based on previous experiences. Could my opinion be wrong because those were other experiences and not this experience? Yes. But traditionally and historically, those experiences have proved to be true time and time again. That's all I'm trying to say.
Now it's abandoned and overrun by mercenary bandits.
I
Treasure-
played a lot of Korean MMOs, man. I played a lot of PvP MMOs, man, and they all fucking die. they all either die or flooded with bots, or they all eventually introduce a cash shop. Well, now I know you cannot stop against the bots, but here's the problem though. You can combat bots to a degree. So I'll give you an example. In Final Fantasy XIV, bots are not an issue at all. Are there bots? Absolutely. You will never be able to get rid of bots, but do the bots really matter? Do they really impact the game? No, they don't at all. Like, not at all. You can't buy anything in Final Fantasy. Money in Final Fantasy is like borderline useless outside of housing. The bots are always going to be there. They are a part of every MMO. You will never be able to get rid of bots. But the difference is if you take the bots in 14 versus the bots in Ion. The bots in Ion are fucking amazing because they make buying Gil super cheap. And Gil in Ion matters a shit ton. And the reason why is because you can buy PvP gear. To a certain degree, you can buy PvP gear.
There's dangers and untold stories await. You may be wondering, how will I travel to all of these places? Don't worry, adventurer. There are so many ways to explore Vera, including a variety of mounts to carry you across vast landscapes, through the dense forest, and over rugged mountains to reach your destinations. Nodes are a major part of our journey, offering you choices that will shape the world. Will you join the node of Winstead or ally with the city of Miralith? Each decision shapes the world, and the node you choose will grow, thrive, and evolve based on your contributions. What are those contributions, you ask? You can help expand your node by trading, crafting, and helping it grow into a prosperous city. You can fight creatures, complete quests, participate in events, commissions, and mayoral commissions.
So this is just going to be whatever node is the most popular is going to be the most powerful.
Node wars, and of course...
And it will actually mean other nodes can't get built if you build a node as well. Okay.
Gathering. Throughout your journey, you'll find valuable resources in the wild.
Okay, look, I'm going to tell you right here. You see this? All right, look. All right, you see this footage right here? I shit you not. Every single time that I clicked on a New World stream, this is what I saw people doing. They were chopping down trees, bro. Every single fucking New World stream I clicked on for like a week, they were all chopping down trees. This footage right here, I saw more of this footage in New World than I have ever seen chopping down trees in a fucking game, man.
On your journey, you'll find valuable resources in the wild, from ores to herbs to lumber. Each resource plays a vital role in the development of both your node and your character. Caravans are another way to aid your node. Transporting vital goods is essential for your new home's development. But be wary. Other players may seek to claim your cargo for themselves.
Now see, this looks fucking awesome. This right here looks fun, dude. This, okay, all right, guys. I'm going to tell you what. Whenever there's like open world PvP on this stream, we want to be cute. You know what I'm saying? Want to be cute. Want to give kisses. Okay, I'm going to tell you what. There's another side to this coin. And that other side is this guy right here. The Edge, brother. Okay. Because, and you could ask Arthur's about this. When me and Arthur's played Ion, we would stalk people, prevent them from completing quests. We would harass them. All in PvP, of course. All in PvP. We would grief them. It was very salt-inducing for the other side. Okay, for the other side. It was very fun because we have years and years of training in how to be a menace in a PvP game. All right, and that's why we played it. We did not care if we were actually better than the people we were facing. All we cared about was winning. So if that meant, you know, I'm just going to say that we would win at any cost. Okay, we would win at any cost. All right, I'm just no, not L take, realistic take. That's the difference. Realistic take. Me and Arthur's are fucking menaces. We do not give a shit about a 1v1. We will 5v1 you, we will murder you, we will kill you, and we will laugh at you and tell you to get good, idiot. We are those type of players. Oh, man, it'd make people mad. Oh, and you know what they'd say? They'd be like, you only beat me because you're 5v1. We'd be like, what? Huh? I'm sorry, you're dead. I can't hear dead people. What? Huh? 6K's going on. What? I can't hear you. Yeah, that's me and Arthur's. Yeah, anyway, this looks fun as fuck. Not cool, D.
Caravans aren't the only place where you'll face off against other players.
See, this
Don
looks
your
fun.
equipment and prepare for node wars, where skill, strategy, powerful gear, and teamwork will
Be a
determine
leader,
victory
team.
or defeat. Travel to Oakenbane Keep
Oh
to
no, the
challenge
tree's on
formidable
fire,
beasts
bro.
lurking within. Not all threats are ordinary. Deep in the wild, Tumok, the one-eyed Cyclops, awaits.
Damn.
Beware.
Wait a minute.
He doesn't take kindly to
The one-eyed Cyclops? Isn't that just as, like, Cyclops have one eye? Why is it called the one-eye Cyclops? Shouldn't it just be called the Cyclops? I just think it was funny.
intruders.
I think it was funny.
The world of Vera is alive and ever-changing, shaped by your choices. So prepare yourself, adventurer. Alpha 2 is just
Okay.
the beginning. The journey awaits. Will you rise to the challenge?
Oh, dude. Dude, let me tell you what, man. Let me tell you what, in Ion, you could either pick Elios or Asmodean. Whatever faction you are, you're not allowed to make a character of the other faction. But you can just have a new account, and since the game's a fucking Korean MMO and it's free because it's shit, the account's free. So you just make a new account, log on to the account, and you can like be a spy, and you can like infiltrate the other side. You can see where people are gathering. You can open up there looking for group. Oh, there's a bunch of people gathering in front of this dungeon. Let's go fuck them up. You know, that type of shit. Dude, it gets deep. And we would do that, man. We'd have a spy on the other side, bro. It was fucking awesome. They're heading for the world boss T. No, that's what we do.
That was quite a hype video, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Next, we were given a full look at the Alpha 2 Phase 1 map, as well as the POIs and quests that will be available. As you can see, we've got 5 node locations, 1 dungeon. The areas to the northwest and southeast are lawless zones, where PvP will be auto-enabled.
Ooh,
The only time
okay,
lawless
okay.
zones have been mentioned in the past were on the
Lawless.
open seas, and these lawless zones are basically a way to test the open seas PvP feature before naval content becomes available later on. Once the open seas content is implemented, lawless zones are not intended to be utilised. For now, it's basically just for testing. These lawless zones will also eventually have their boundaries pushed back and become settled once we move into Alpha 2 Phase 2 and Phase 3. Next, we get an overview of the class archetypes that will be available in Phase 1, as well as their abilities. It's actually looking like these classes are starting to come together quite nicely now, and are in a good enough
Tank. Ooh, supernatural grit. Grit also increases magic mitigation by the same amount. Eventually, they'll change this to all damage. Tomahawk trip. Oh, it applies tripped. Okay, so it stuns them.
state for feedback and potential changes if needed. A quick overview of the Phase 1 weapons that will have their skill
Okay, mace, short bow, long bow, and one hand. So okay.
trees implemented: the mace, short bow, long bow, one-handed sword, two-handed sword, wand and book. Next we get a 35-minute tour.
Dude, I think it's so funny, man, the wand. Dude, I can't help but think of Harry Potter, man. I was watching my friend Ark play Throne and Liberty the other day, and he's just fucking doing this shit with his wand, man. It was so goofy looking, dude. You know what I'm saying?
The Lionhold starting area. Some of the NPCs actually have voiceovers, which, if I recall, wasn't something Intrepid was planning on doing initially, but thanks to AI, it's now easier. But basically, they just wander around this epic-looking starting area, do some questing, spend 10 minutes on a jumping puzzle, talk about the first-time user interface tutorial, commissions, talk to a bunch of NPCs, and talk about Alpha 2. Not really a whole lot for me to break down other than just showing off the visuals. A quick art update.
Now you're Ben. Nah, we're going to watch it after this.
And that's every
Oh, hold on. That actually looked kind of cool. Dude, this looks better than the fucking armor we just got.
And that's everything for Ashes of Creation in September, as well as this quarterly recap. Going forward, the way I cover Ashes of Creation progress will likely change a bit, as I'll be able to show you the Alpha 2 updates as they're implemented in-game firsthand. I've been doing these quarterly updates for over 2 years at this point, and I do hope they've been somewhat useful to those of you that want to follow the project, but CBA with sitting through hours of live stream content.
Is this game slated to come out anytime soon? I mean, I know he just said it's a ways off, but like, did they even give a rough estimate? Okay, no, okay, I didn't think so. I didn't think so.
I'm actually expecting the initial reaction to Alpha 2 Phase 1 to be quite mixed, considering expectations are rather high. But I reckon over time, as improvements are made...
Dude, somebody mentioned it earlier, man. I think this game... So let's say that this game is actually great on release, right? Like, let's say that it has a smooth launch and it's still great. I feel like that even though that if that happens, it still won't live up to the hype of some people.
Sentiment, even though it's still looking like a solid 3+ years into the full release. God help us. If you found this video helpful, entertaining, or maybe it helped you fall asleep, then chuck a like on the video for the algorithm. And I'll see you soon with my first impressions of Alpha 2 Phase 1. Thanks for watching. Social media on screen.
Yeah, that was good.
I'll see you in the next one.